Good morning, unique presenters. Tori Poulter, Chief Sales Officer, and it has been a while since I have done any makeup. We have many, many talented makeup artists in our company, but I love makeup. I love it so much. I actually started off in this industry as a makeup artist, and I love it so much. I cannot not come on and talk about DUET. And we're going to wait just a few minutes for everyone to join, but I am going to try my best to just not drip and gush about how amazing DUET is. So I will try to keep the drama to a minimum this morning. Happy that everyone can join. We had something pretty terrific happen. And that was yesterday. That was just yesterday. It feels like forever ago. Yesterday morning, and we did a bit of a surprise announcement. We started off the month with a kudos that is fragrance. We're very excited about the fragrance category. It is an enormous industry, and we really do believe that there is a place to play. So congratulations on the success that you've had. If you are having a bit of a tough time with it, we know it will be a slow build. We know it takes sampling. We know it takes you wearing and talking about. But we believe that there is a place in this company for the 3 wonderful fragrances. So keep at that. Meanwhile, we have something else that we launched, and it is the DUET collection. And it's very, very different from anything that we have. As you are aware, it looks very different. And when you get it in your hands, you will see that the products are very different. They apply very differently. We'll talk a little bit about that. But what I really want to do is talk technique. And I'm going to do some demos. And I'm going to focus on one thing. I'm going to focus on sculpting the cheek. Actually, I take it back. I'm going to focus on 2 things. I'm going to focus on sculpting the cheek, and I'm going to focus on sculpting the lip, because that is what you can do with DUET. So I want to start off by just showing you these products. And Erica created a beautiful display. Erica helps me out. And look at that. Those are all of the products that I have in my office on display. Now, I'm talking about 2 different things today. I'm talking about the Million Reasons to Celebrate collection, and I'm talking about the DUET collection. So, of course, I have to start off by showing it. I better get up in there kind of close so that you can see the shadows. They're beautiful. There's our fragrance. There are the lipsticks, and there are the sculpting sticks. There are 3 sculpting sticks. And there are 6 lipsticks, and there are 5 of our shadows. Let's come back on. I lowered my voice when I was talking about the collection because there's a little bit of reverence associated with it. All right, let's get to it. I've got my mirror because I have my ring light on my phone and all of the comments. I have a hard time seeing myself to do the demo. So the first thing that I want to tell you is what I'm going to be using. While I'm talking about sculpting the cheeks, I have pre-done my eyes. I have pre-done my eyes using to the same degree, which is this one right here. And it is a lovely, shimmery, I don't actually know the descriptor words. I would call this a rose mauve color and then a lovely matte charcoal color. So let me show you what I have created on my eyes to start with. That's all I used. You are going to be amazed when you see how blendable these shadows are. They blend very, very easily. Oh, did you see the little flourish? I have to point that out, the little flourish stamped in there. These are actually baked. They're baked shadows, which what does that mean? I don't know that we've really talked a ton about how they're baked because simplicity is one of the beautiful things about this line. So we don't want to get overly complicated, but you will find how blendable they are, and that's because they're baked and not pressed, which tends to make, and that's kind of all the rage right now, it's very trendy, it tends to give shadows a little bit more blendability. You can also use them wet or dry, and it makes it a little bit easier to do that. It looks blue on my eyes, huh? I'm wondering if it's the lighting.
I think it's the lighting.
Is it the
A
lighting?
little blue.
Really? I wonder if I should adjust my lights. Let's see if that's any better. Does that look any more pink? Because I'm talking about the color scheme. And the color scheme I'm going for is monochromatic, which is also a very, very trendy thing in cosmetics right now. And I'm going to continue to talk about trends because what I love so much about this Duet collection is that it is very, very trendy. And so to talk about makeup trends along with this collection is smart. Now, did that improve the color? Did it just make the circles under my eyes look dark?
No
Okay,
circles,
it's the
I think
purple
you-
behind me maybe makes it look blue. Okay, guys, I'm turning the lights back on so you can see the makeup really well. But let me tell you, it is a pink mauve. It is not a blue. It must be the purple behind me. So also notice I'm wearing my unique neck scarf, which I get all my outfit ideas from Pinterest, and these neck scarves are coming up on all the rage. They are coming up on all the rage. All the cool young and hip moms are wearing them right now, and of course I consider myself very young and very cool and very hip. There we go. All right, let's get going with the makeup demo. So I started off with a basic eye. I have hooded eyes, so I pulled out and blended out. I used my blending bud. I used a used one and I pulled out a fresh one. Isn't it wonderful when you open up a brand new, fresh blending bud? What a great feeling that is. Almost like opening up a brand new tube of lipstick. So I pulled this out because I have a bit of a hooded eye, and hooded eyes tend to droop if you are not careful with your application. So what I said I was going to focus on is sculpting your cheek, and that is my plan. That is why I'm sitting so close to you all. And the purpose of showing you a sculpted cheek is to show you how anyone can do this, how incredibly easy it is to do. So the things that I am using to do that is the Duet Sculpting Stick in Light. I am definitely light because my foundation is a combination of organza and taffeta. I mix them both together to make my perfect shade. And so I am definitely light in Duet. We have a nice little chart on the site that and some assets that you can use to figure out which of the three you are. So I'm using both the dark and the light side today. I am going to use both of the powder metallic blushes that are offered in the Million Reasons to Celebrate collection. And it's really interesting because the Million Reasons to Celebrate collection is, of course, we launched it when we hit 1 million presenters. It is, of course, for $79 US. You receive your choice of a fragrance, of a mood-struck powder blush, and then Hottie. Where's my Hottie? So, of course, I'm going to be using Hottie today to finish off the look. So that collection works very, very well with the Duet collection, and I am using them both today because I feel like they line up really, really well. So I'm going to sculpt the cheek. I'm going to highlight the cheek. I'm going to blend it together using both of the different blushes and demonstrate how to do a fantastic sculpted cheek. So the first thing I need to do, let me just see if I can get my hair back here. Pull my hair back, and I'm going to use my mirror because when you all have all your comments, it's hard for me to see entirely what I'm doing. So starting with the dark side of the sculpting stick, I am going to, let's see if I can do this. I'm going to draw, and I'm going to make this a little bit more dramatic for the camera so that you can see. I'm drawing, it's a bit of a triangle, right? It's a bit of a triangle, okay? And then before and I just realized I colored my hair last night and I've got some color on my ear. Oh, fantastic. My ear's not bleeding, y'all. It's color from last night. So then I'm going to slightly blend that out, right? Slightly blend it out. Not too much, because I don't want to blend it right in, but just slightly blend it out. It's all I'm doing with my blending button. I'm sort of tapping. I'm not even like rubbing. I'm just sort of tapping in a bit of a circular motion. There we go. That's how easy that was to create the sculpting. So then on the light side, now I'm adding a nice liberal amount above and below the dark, the sculpting. And this now becomes the highlight. Once again, I'll take my blending bud and I'm tapping in a bit of a circular motion Just lightly blending that out. Kind of the same way, I guess, that you would blend out concealer, really. Okay. Now, a couple of key things. You really want to sculpt your jawline, if you want a sculpted jawline versus a rounded jawline. I personally prefer a sculpted jawline. So what I am doing is blending out right to the jawbone, but not blending it down. Otherwise, it rounds everything out. Now, if I wanted to, and I'll show you a little bit, I could go right under the jawline with the dark, and then actually really sculpt that jawline in there. But we're focusing on the cheek, so I'm just doing a little bit. So you can see, hopefully you can see how well you've got the light, the dark, the light, and the dark. And the whole key to sculpting is with the dark, you create a shadow where the shadow would naturally fall. And then you create a light where the light would naturally hit. So there's a nice high plane, and there's a shadow. So light and dark, and then there is a nice high plane. So there's light, and then there is a shadow right there where the sun would create a shadow. So there's where I've got the dark. There we go. Light, dark, light, dark. That's all that there is to the sculpting part of it. But then there's the softening part, which is a really important key, which often gets missed. So, let me take a little sip here. All right. So, one of the things that's often missed is the softening part. And that's really, really important because that's what gives you a nice natural look versus a harsh look. So this is where I pick up my brush. Interestingly enough, this is the foundation concealer brush. I have two foundation concealer brushes. Look at the difference. One I use for color and one I use for powder. Concealer, powder, blush, and I use this as an eye brush. This is a phenomenal eye brush. It is called, however, the powder concealer brush, so don't let that confuse you. It's very much multi-use. So the first thing I'm picking up is Spirited, which is the much more pigmented blush. The second blush that we have is Serene, which has these beautiful gold flecks in and works as a little bit more of a highlighter. So I'm picking up Spirited, right? And it's pretty pigmented, so you don't want to overuse it. I always like to dab it on my hand. And I'm just going to start rounding out my cheek, because everyone wants soft, colorful, feminine, apple-y cheeks. I shouldn't say everyone. I should say most of us want it, right? Most of us want it, because I don't want to give you rules. You create your own rules. But I want my look to be softened from that severe contouring. So you can see I'm very, very carefully and lightly just blending this out, really creating some color on the apple, and then using that color just to soften out that dark contouring. Now I'm being very, very careful not to pull that strong color up into the highlighted area. So I'm very careful where I'm focusing here. That is what I did with Spirited. Now watch this. This is like a magic trick. Brushing off my brush so that I don't have any Spirited yet, and now I'm picking up Serene. I will tell you, since we launched this, which was at convention last August, I have used Serene every single day. This product is gold. I use it as a highlight, and I use it all over my face. So I am liberally. I'm using this liberally, right? And then I start to go in the areas that I had highlighted. And what that does is it creates a soft, beautiful, and colorful highlight, which will, adding color and adding a gold tone just brightens up and adds life to your entire face. So not only do I use it in the area that I've highlighted, I pull it up in through here, I use it in through here, I pull it down on my nose, and then I sort of blend it out everywhere, right? And that creates the perfectly sculpted cheek. I'm gonna add a little bit more to make sure that you can actually see what that highlight did. I use that over top of the light Duet. It's amazing how soft that makes everything look. I'm gonna do this again on the other cheek really, really quickly so that you can see one more demo of what I did. Blend that out just a little bit. Okay, right where the shadow naturally falls. above. Oh, and there's more color right there. Fantastic. That's what I get for doing my own color at midnight in my kitchen.
That's impressive.
Oh, you think that's impressive? Well, Laura, I have shampoo on my ear and I have color all along my entire hairline. Apparently, I had my eyes closed when I was shampooing it out. Okay, there's the light and the dark contouring, and now comes the softening part. Blusher.
Tara, we have a few presenters asking if the blending buds are wet or dry that you're using.
Oh, dry. I'm using them dry. To use them wet, maybe it's personal preference. Maybe I should try it before I speak, but in my experience, using them wet, with these sculpting sticks, they're very, very easy to use, and they're very creamy. And I don't want them to disappear right into my skin, much like a concealer would, or maybe a cream foundation. And so I'm afraid that using them wet might be a little more intensity than I need with our sculpting sticks. They are very creamy and very, very blendable. So I don't think using a sponge wet is really necessary. Okay, apple of the cheek. And then comes Serene to pull it all together up in the highlighted area, in through here, and just softening that whole face up. Yay. And now I am sculpted. So I'm gonna finish off with the lip, and then we'll take a couple of questions. All right. The lips. Duet lipstick. I hope you all watched Melanie's live yesterday morning, because she did something that was mind-blowing. It blew my mind. She decided midway through the live that she was going to apply the red color. I got to show you that she was going to apply the red color, which is called Think Twice. That is as bold as red gets. And she said, I don't have a mirror. I'm just going to show you how to do an ombre lip with no mirror. And she did it. And that is, a testament to the fact that Melanie is a bit of a magician, number one. But two, this is a really, really easy sculpted lip to do. Again, the concept of Duet is simplicity. So don't make it overly complicated. I am going to do a sculpted lip or an ombre lip, because I'm really calling it a sculpted lip because I'm going to throw Hottie into the mix. I'm going to throw Hottie, which gives a lot more dimension than just simply an ombre lip by itself. So a monochromatic color scheme on the face is all the rage right now. It's all the trend. So that is why I have chosen to put this combination together. That's why I chose To the Same Degree, which is a beautiful pink. That's why I chose to do a Serene with the pink highlighting. And that is also why I have chosen to use the lipstick in Tight Knit, because this is a rose mauve color. A rose mauve plumish color, but it's definitely in the pink family. Okay, here we go. I'm going to use the mirror. All right, so I'm going to use the mirror. I talked about this using kind of your fingers as a technique, which you certainly can, and that's what I'm going to do. You can also use a lip brush. You don't have to use your finger or the lip brush. You don't have to blend it at all. Some people definitely like that strong lined look. Okay. It's like being at the dentist and having the dentist ask you questions, right? Okay. There we go. So I'm going to show you step one. Step one for me is to use the dark portion. There you can see the dark portion, which really replaces a lip liner in this case. I haven't done any blending. That's what that looks like. This center part of my lip is completely bare. Now, I'm just taking and just lightly softening with my finger. That's it. Around the edges. Hopefully you can see a little bit of a difference after I did that. Now, I am filling in the center. And I'm just filling it in very easily. I don't really care that I'm crossing the lines. Okay? That's it. That's using just Just tighten it using my finger. No lip brush, no pencil, nothing else. Now, you really want to top it off with that sculpted lip? Oh, throw a little hottie into that mix. You know, this has a light pink tint. Has a light pink tint and a slight shimmer. Slight, very, very slight. So, you could use this all over. There's so many ways to use hottie. You use it with a product, you use it without a product. It's funny, this is one of these that's addicting that I constantly see in the office. People will pull hottie out and they're just constantly using it all day long. Something about this is very, very addicting. It's a plumper, which means not only the topical, but it has products in it that will actually, it has ingredients in it that will give a nice plump. So I am just dabbing. I'm dabbing right in the center of my lip because I want that shimmer and that shine and that pop right in the center. And so that is giving me specifically a sculpted lip look. There we go. How can you not do a duck face with these products on? All right, let's back it on up a little bit. I'm going to finish with two things, and then we'll take some questions. I'm going to finish with Behold Setting Spray, which has become one of my favorite products that we make. I use it pretty liberally. Get those cheeks really well. And then I could not finish and walk out the door without one of our fragrances. I am using Passionately Yours Me, which is the purple. It's the floral with a little bit of lovely spice in there. I use it all over. I learned this trick. I learned the trick from our training that you can spray your hair with it and scent your hair. So I've been using fragrance for 25 years and I've never even thought about that. Excellent little tip. I also learned from our training that you're really not supposed to rub your wrists together. Also never knew, and I didn't do it, I was just making the motions because it sort of changes the chemistry, so you don't actually rub your wrists together. Okay, there's the finished look with DUET. I can feel those lips tingling. It's fantastic. All right, Laura, what questions do we have?
Okay, we have several questions asking if the sculpting sticks are shimmer or if they're matte base.
That is a great question. The sculpting sticks have no shimmer in them whatsoever. They're matte, but sometimes when you think of sculpting products as matte, you think chalky. These are very, very creamy, but they have no shimmer in them. You can see how easily they blend. And that makes them very, very wearable and very, very usable. They go on extremely creamy, but they are a cream-based with no shimmer.
Okay. And then some more asking about the lipsticks, if they're also all matte.
Well, when I think matte lipsticks, I think similar to Splash, where they have absolutely no sheerness to them, and they look very matte on the lips. That is not what these are. Now, do they have a lot of shimmer in them? Some of them do have a bit of a shimmer. In fact, evenly matched, if you receive yours as part of your perk, you know that they do have a bit of a, I wish I had the technical description at my fingertips. They do have a bit of a sheen to them. I wouldn't call it metallic. I would definitely call it a shimmer look. Some of the other ones have no shimmer whatsoever, and Think Twice, which is the one that Melanie used, is a cream. It does not have any shimmer. I would say, oh yeah, Amanda, thank you. They're a satin finish. They are. They don't. Some have a shimmer. Some are a cream. They're a bit of a satin finish, but I would not call them a matte finish. They're very creamy on the lips, and they have a scent to them. Oh, they have a scent to them which is just lovely. Satin finish. I like that. I'm sure someone much smarter than me in product development has the technical description. I would call them a satin.
We also have a lot of requests to see pictures of all the different shades on lips.
Oh, okay. Somebody issued. Who was it that issued that support challenge for support to show their selfies wearing the products. And I'm trying, I saw the note with someone issuing the challenge. Was it Allie Pillow? Maybe it was Allie Pillow. And so our support agents have been posting a lot of selfies, and we will make sure that every one of the shades is represented here on the Gen Pop. Katie, thank you for that clarification, Satin. I love you too. All right, what else?
We have some questions asking how long they will be around.
How long they'll be around. It depends on how fast you sell them. They are not going to sell out this month. I would venture to say now, I know how fast sometimes you all sell, but we believe that we are well prepared with a lot of Duet, and I am very confident to say that they will not sell out this month. They will not be around forever, however. This is a limited edition collection. This will not become part of the core line. At least that is not the plans currently. The plan is for it to be a limited edition collection. One of the things, while we're seeing if there are any other questions, is this bag that you get. Not only do you get a discount on a new product, which, you know, we really never do, you get a bag with it, and it's a Duet bag. And Melanie showed it in her live. But it's a nice, tight, sleek bag for one or two of your favorite things. A phone, a key, and your Duet lipstick, and your hottie. That's about what that'll fit. Anything else? All right, fantastic. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope that this was a little fun moment for you to get excited about Duet. We are certainly excited here in this office, and I know your product will be arriving very, very soon. Some of you have already earned one of the shadows and one of the lipsticks in the perk. Have a fantastic time with this. Just in conclusion, I talked about it a bit, but I'd like to close with a little bit of sales speak on how to really talk about this collection. There are many reasons that we launch new products. We launch new products because we are a company that believes in innovation. Cosmetics is definitely about innovation, but the very, very simple sales reason is that it gives you an opportunity to have the conversation with your customers. It gives you that opportunity to walk in the door, right? Walk in the social media door and have that conversation about something new and fun and trendy. Now, I've said this many, many times, cosmetics are an enormous impulse buy. And what does that mean to you? An impulse buy means that when you see it, and you can all relate to this, when you see it, you say, I gotta have it. Instantly, I've gotta have it. It's a bit of an affordable luxury that makes you feel good, it makes you look good, and it is therefore an impulse buy. So please, please take advantage of that impulse buy with this you gotta get it now conversation. And then the other wonderful thing about the Duet collection is that you can teach some trends. You can teach the best kind of trends that are easy and wearable and sellable and that everyone can take advantage of. There are definitely two types of makeup consumers. One that is doing the latest and the greatest, and they're always using a different color every single day. And then there's the other kind that is the very classic makeup wear, and then there's all ranges in between. And it's the very classic makeup wear that I think is your real opportunity, because your trendy consumer is a very, very easy sell, and that's the low-hanging fruit. But it's your classic customer where you can go to and say, try a different color of lipstick than you wear every day. Hey, challenge yourself, do something fresh and fun and springy with this new color of shadow and make it simple and wearable, yet move your classic makeup wear into a little bit more of a trend that is wearable and very light and very easy. So those are a few sales tips for you from me on how to sell this Duet collection. Have a fantastic time with it and have a beautiful weekend. We sure do love you guys.